right, welcome everybody. Last Metal Monday of February. Tomorrow we got March on our heels. What's the verdict? What do you think March bringing?
I think it'll be up month.
Up for Ferris?
Up for Ferris. I mean, you saw non-Ferris this morning started out pretty strong. It seems like this is what happened like last Thursday, I think. Everything started ripping out the gate and then ended up being a down day. Friday was kind of a down day. This morning it was up pretty big and it's starting to back off a little bit, but there's just so many like outside factors of
everything going on with
Ukraine
Russia
and everybody's trying to guess which way the commodities, especially specific commodities like palladium, nickel, aluminum, oil, like those ones are big, movers. Anytime there's Ukraine, Russia discussions, those you're seeing those commodities.
Are all those commodities in both those countries?
It's mostly Russia, and they're worried about sanctions.
Yeah.
But the ferrous markets are kind of in play, just because Ukraine, Russia are big, steel consumers, but also like billet exporters. Also big in pig iron.
Okay.
Pig iron exporters. So they, Russia produces, and Ukraine for that matter, produce a fair amount of plate for the United States.
Okay.
So, and for other countries.
So they're doing a lot of buying and selling of ferrous.
There's a lot of commodities. Yeah, both those countries are very, very involved in the commodities business. So that's why we're seeing it on our end. Some big swings, big fluctuations. People concerned about where the markets are going to go, up or down. I mean, nobody's trying to get, too far over their skis right now, it feels like.
What is pig iron? Can you explain that to everybody?
It's used for the steel making process. So it's basically like you have EAF furnaces and you have blast furnaces. EAF furnaces are big scrap consumers versus like your old school blast furnaces consume more pig iron. Which is a, dirtier process, which is why you're seeing like in the U.S. more EAF furnaces come online, which is good for the scrap business in the long run because they are big scrap consumers, like HMS 1 and 2, your bundles, your primes. They burn a little cleaner, so they're good for the industry in the long run. But pig iron has just been around for so long. I mean, a lot of these old school, big steel mills, are big pig iron consumers.
So is that pig iron not scrap related?
No, it is scrap related because at some point your scrap gets so expensive that a steel mill can substitute pig iron for and create more margin, right? So it's really, if the price of pig iron is going up, then generally speaking, that's good for the price of scrap because it can't be substituted as easily, right?
Got it.
It's kind of...
So the price of scrap's up here and pig iron's here, people are going to
People will substitute with pig iron, right?
Okay.
So, or vice versa, right? So if there's if pig iron's shooting through the roof because of, say, extenuating circumstances with Ukraine and Russia, then that's going to naturally drive the price of scrap because, there's that substitution doesn't really exist.
Gotcha. Well, to copper, we've been floating around that 450 mark, a little bit under today.
Yep.
And like you said, a lot of times late at night, early in the morning, it looks up and then it
tails off,
trends down. Nickel still just a crazy strong, almost to $12.
Yeah. Call me when it gets to 20.
Oh. Okay, I know
it's
your number.
Been there. Like the reason I say, is people are like, oh, $11, and it is 11.20, 11.40 is strong, but
it was there. It was about 20
in 05, 06. We saw it get to 22.
Where was it in 12? I didn't pay as much attention.
It was up, but not nearly that.
Not
nearly,
up to
not
20.
nearly that high.
Was it close to where it is today?
I have to go back and look. I'm not 1,000% sure.
'Cause I just remember how much stronger that market was forever. We could pay.
That was because the ferrous market was really strong then.
Oh, okay.
It was driven as much by ferrous as anything.
Gotcha. Aluminum continues to be strong. North of 150.
Yep.
LME.
Yeah.
Zinc and lead. Lead's strong. And that's the main player and the main commodity in lead acid batteries.
Correct.
However, the lead acid battery price is not very good. Can you
Yeah,
explain
it's
why?
because it's a export opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like off the West Coast for us, it's hard. I mean, containers are getting harder and harder to get, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it basically hurts our ability to export batteries. I mean, there are domestic companies that buy them, but just like we always said with domestic steel mills, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not going to overpay you just because the market says it should be higher. Like if they're not going to compete with anybody, then they're going to price it to where they can buy it and make good money. And that's what you're seeing on the lead acid battery side is you're getting, they're going to buy it, but they're not going to overpay you for it. When it's the best is when the export market is strong and when the export opportunities are there, when the container shipping makes sense. And it's right now that doesn't hold true. So you're getting basically what you had in ferrous, the last few years.
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, we need both sides to be able to compete for it, and when one side isn't playing the game, just because of other circumstances, that's why you see that price getting beat up so much. Because I get that question a lot right now. Like, why is my battery price so shitty? I'm like, well, it's because our battery price is that shitty.
Yeah.
A lot of people I don't think believe me because all the other commodities are like.
Yeah.
So
well, and it goes back to like. Ultimately, if your price isn't moving up and down, you're not getting paid the right price. You're getting overpaid or underpaid or whatever that case may be at the time. Most likely underpaid.
9 out of 10 times underpaid, or if you're getting overpaid, like that company you're dealing with will get their money back eventually.
Exactly. So you want to see your price move up and down. You want to see it fluctuate. Nobody likes big swings. Nobody likes big ups and big downs, and because there is some level of consistency that people appreciate, but also your numbers should be moving with the market
100%.
To a certain extent.
All right, well, next week we'll have a little more clarity on where ferrous lands, and we'll keep everybody in the loop.
All right, have a great day.
Thanks.